All right, all right, all right. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome to today's coffee conversation and crypto. I am your host, Ronette Turner Corley, and excited, so excited to be here today to be sharing information that you will be excited to hear. I have some awesome women who have come and just going to share their experience. What does it feel like? What does it mean? What's your experience being a woman in crypto? And I believe they are so qualified to be able to share. They come from all different backgrounds, but one thing they have in common, they are women in crypto and they are making things happen. So I'm going to go ahead and invite them on, but go ahead, make sure that you get a pen and pad. You may hear some things that you haven't heard before that you want to, follow up on, or maybe even reach out to one of these ladies because they're going to tell it like it is and be able to share some information today about being a woman in crypto. So let's go ahead and welcome everybody to the Zoom. Hello, 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 ladies.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
hello.
How are
Hi, hi.
you?
Hey, everyone. Hello, everybody. Hello, Ronette.
Hello, hello. Welcome,
Bula
welcome,
bula.
welcome. Bula bula. Yes. Let me go ahead. My heading is hiding in my face. Okay. Let's go ahead and yes. So welcome, ladies. Welcome. And today, welcome to Coffee Conversations in Crypto. And so excited to have you here as we go ahead and just have some candid conversations about the crypto world. Everyone wants to know what's going on in crypto, and you ladies are making things happen. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and just go around and you introduce yourselves, where you're from, background, and yeah, let's just start there. How about you, Emery?
My name is Emery Bush. My husband and I do this together as a couple, as a team. We live in Houston, Texas. We've been in the crypto world, crypto space for about not even a year. And I just want to say real quick, because I get my nervousness out of the way. But you had said, what is it like to be a woman in crypto? And I just want to say it's empowering. As a woman in her 50s, it's empowering to know that I still got it up here, that I can learn something new. And even before my own children and grandchildren, that I can teach them something that's going to affect their future. So it's very empowering. I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited
All
to be
right.
here.
Yes. Go ahead. Absolutely excited to have you. Go ahead, Bernice.
My name is Bernice White. I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm a retired postal employee of 37 years, and I enjoy and love crypto. To me, it's a sense of freedom. The freedom to not have to do auto ships and monthly fees and products, and to learn and earn as you go. So I'm excited to be
Absolutely.
here. And Ronette, thanks for the invitation.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to head over to Donna.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Donna Penna, and I am so excited to be here. This is my second show with you, Ronette, and it's such a pleasure and it's an honor, really, to be with you. I've only been in this space for a little bit, for a year. I think it's like my year anniversary. I come from a business background, nonprofit background, had my own school, homeschool mom, all that kind of stuff. Emery took the words right out of my mouth, because this is how I feel. It's so empowering for women. It's for anybody, really. It's a level playing field. I absolutely love it. And I've learned a lot in the last year, but I still have so much to learn. So I'm looking forward to learning more every day. Thanks for having me.
Yes, yes, my pleasure. Dr. Shirley, you are up. And I think you're muted too. There you go.
Hello.
There we go.
There you go. Hello, everybody. Ronetta, thank you so much for inviting me. So my name is Shirley Turner, and I am a physician, at least for the next 46 days. But because of this space and being in crypto, I am actually retiring, which was something that was not even in the plan.
Oh, wow.
Great. Congratulations.
When you say empowering, check. When you say Bernice freedom, check.
Yeah.
And I would add to that it really gives you more choices. And it gave me some options and choices to make some different decisions that have completely changed the trajectory of my life in less than a year. So I am truly excited. So thanks again, Ronette. I'm excited about this whole call today.
Absolutely. Congratulations again. That is so awesome.
Wow.
Absolutely. So awesome. And then Miss Ayana.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. And yes, thank you, Miss Lovely Ronette Turner Corley. We go way back. We go way back, a couple of decades now.
Yes.
And so I'm just so excited. We always said from the beginning that we will be doing life together, and we are doing life together. And so I just so appreciate you and your husband, Sly, and everyone here. I'm excited to be here. Myself, I've been in the crypto game for a little bit. And for me, I guess the word like kind of like equality, because it's like an even playing field. No matter what industry. We heard postal worker, we heard physician, business owner, doing it with their husband. We heard of people from all different backgrounds. But when it comes to this, it's something that we could all learn. We don't have to go to school for it, right? So we all are starting at the same level, and we all can do it. Now, whether you're no matter if you're like in Nigeria or Canada or Mexico or whatever part of the world that you're in, it's an even playing field for everyone. You know, so that's what that means. That's what that means for me. Even whether you're under 18 years old, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what it means for me. I guess equality.
Okay, awesome. Well, here's the deal. Most of the time when we've had these conversations, it's been one or two people or three people, and the audience has been kind of small, right? And so, but it's six of us here today. So I don't want to make this like Emery, Bernice, Donna, Dr. Shirley. No, I just want us to go ahead and you just hop in and say whatever you feel. Maybe I can, start off by asking the question and just hop in as need be, because at the end of the day, people really want to know about this space. And, what's interesting is that a lot of times we feel like, I don't know much. I hear that a lot, especially from people who just started or who've been in the crypto space a very short time. And, it's really amazing because even though you may feel like it's been a very short time, all of us here know more than 90% of the general population just by having a crypto wallet, right? Because most don't. Yeah, most don't. So let me ask you, because crypto, what actually prompted you to get started in crypto? I know a lot of people, they hear about it or see it, and it's like, man, this doesn't make sense. It's not tangible. So you tell me it's internet money, I mean, what really made you step out on that leap of faith and said, you know what, this could really be something? Any one of you can take that.
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay.
I absolutely knew nothing about crypto except for what I saw in the news. So I would, I heard that people would become like quadrillionaires on Monday and then be flat broke on Tuesday. And so I didn't know anything in between. I didn't know how it worked. But because of that, obviously, I was a little reluctant when I did hear. But a dear friend of mine, both of us have been, talking about how we would ever retire, and neither one of us were on a track to do so. And he started getting involved in crypto, and he came to me, and I immediately said, no, thank you. But then, a few weeks later, he started sharing with me a little bit more of what he was doing. And one thing I'll say, I had been on my knees praying for over a year for an answer, for something that I could do that would allow me to retire, because there was nothing that I was able to do to be able to do that. So it finally occurred to me to be able to do that. I don't know.
Hold on, just one moment. Yeah, hold on, just one moment, Dr. Turner. Buluima, I think you may have some background.
Hold on, just one moment. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and let her fix that on her end. Okay, go ahead, continue.
Okay, so I realized that I prayed for something, and sometimes you have to be open to how it's going to come forth.
That's right.
So I thought about, well, what if this is it? And I'm saying no. So I opened my eyes and I took some time and I learned. And like I said, I knew nothing. So every term was brand new. But what I liked was this, we had an opportunity to start not only learning, but earning from the crypto while you were learning. And
Yes.
so that's what fast tracked me to be able to say I'm retiring in less than 2 months, because I've learned and earned on the way. And I'm now in a place to be able to make that move. So yeah, that's kind of where I started with it and how I took that leap of faith, because I prayed for it, so I might as well move with it.
That is so powerful. And you said a mouthful, because that's what happens, right? Especially for those who are faith people, right? Oftentimes we'll do that and we'll pray, but it's almost like in the back of the mind, it's like, okay, God, I know you're going to show up, but you got to show up like this.
You tell him how to do it.
Right?
Yeah,
Right. And it's like, okay, like that story that comes about that talks about that spiritual story, like sending, the boats out. I sent you a boat. I sent you a
Yeah.
plane. I sent, what?
Yeah.
So that's a very good point. And hopefully the listeners are really embracing that, because what happens is there's a lot of people just like us, right? Praying for something and it's right there. And they're going, no, I don't know about that, So thank you so much for that, because that's a very, very good point. Very good point.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else?
It's funny with me, I got the phone call from somebody on this call. I didn't know much about crypto. I know a couple of years prior, one of my friends, Jewel, she had kind of introduced me. I didn't know what she was talking about. We was doing my taxes. She said, "Oh, just put a little bit over here for your taxes." And I just didn't understand. I just didn't get it. So that's why I can empathize with people when they just really have no idea. But this is back in a few years ago, 2017. I didn't know anything about it. And so it was super foreign, but now there's enough evidence. There's so much evidence out there nowadays, but I found out about it from you. And because we are entrepreneurs, we're risk takers, I said, okay, doesn't make much sense, but let's go on ahead and, let's take a dive with it. And I'm so glad that I did on this incredible journey. And it's something that I'm able to do with my kids. I've shared with my kids. I have 3 children, 28, 24, and 21, and they all have a taste in the crypto game. Because if the whole world is changing economically, it's like our duty as moms and dads and godmothers and aunties and everyone, just to give them a clue. We can't just pretend like it's not happening. Like I said, there's enough evidence out there.
True.
There's enough evidence out there, and it's our responsibility to share and to at least present it. Present it to the people, present it to our families and our kids, because the world is changing.
Yeah. Totally agree. It's like I take it as an obligation too, and that's how this actually whole, Wednesday show, if you will, Facebook show came about, because like the awareness, people need to know. It's like you're going to embrace it now or later, but we're going digitally. We're going to the digital world, and so getting a head start has never hurt anyone, and especially being here as, the trailblazers of this space is really cool. Yeah. Anyone else?
Well, I started kind of strange. I'm always looking for something to supplement my income and bring in extra funds. So I was into stocks and bonds, and I was reading and looking at different things. So I kept saying this stuff about crypto. So back in 2018, I opened up 2 crypto wallets, one Robinhood and one Coinbase. But that was all I did. All I did. They gave you free money to open up, so I opened it up. And then a few years later, a friend of mine was telling me about getting into it, which she didn't know anything about. And then lo and behold, Ronette came along. So this is where I've learned most of my information on crypto. And it's really amazing, because I enjoy crypto because, like I said, you learn at your own pace. Right. You don't have to move too fast. You do what you want to do, and then there's always someone there to help you. I get in a problem with the wallet or something, I'll go to Google or I go to YouTube, and then I try not to bother Ronette too much. So if I fail at all that, I'll call Ronette and she walks me through everything. But it's really an amazing space to be into. I've gotten several of my family members into it, my grandkids. because like I say, you learn at your own pace, and you get out of it what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yes.
really loving it.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
I want to say, can I say something, Bernice?
Yeah,
I want to say, you know, the fact that you learned those wallets was a huge learning curve, right? I think that was probably the hardest thing for me, and I'm still learning some of them.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's a huge learning curve.
Right.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
Right.
Like both Dr. Shirley as well as Bernice touched on, I think Ayana did too, is that you said, oh my gosh, it's still a hard thing. I'm still learning. But guess what? You're earning too.
Yeah.
Right.
So
right.
yes, at the same time, right? So
Yes.
that's what's really, really, really nice about that is being able to learn. So let me ask you this, ladies. Can someone, and I'll let you answer this because I know we all do different things in the crypto space, but I know one particular platform we all share in common. Okay. And so you hear all this stuff in the news. I remember my mom came in not too long ago. She came in to the living room and said, hey, you know, that Bitcoin is down. I said, really? And she said, yeah, it's down. And lots of people, you know, this is the news telling people that, right? A lot of people have lost. I said, really? I said, Mom, isn't it nice to know that you're gaining? She said, I am. I said, yeah. I said, your accounts are doing pretty good. And she's like, oh, okay. So here's the question. You know, is there money to be earned, or is there a way to earn even in this down market?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Okay. Anyone want to elaborate on that? About earning in this down market?
I'll just say, you know, being
No, go ahead, Emma.
okay, thank you.
No,
being
go
so new
Go
to
ahead,
it.
Emma.
Okay, being new to it again, just really a year into it. I'm still learning a lot, but I would say be open to the opportunity. You know, be open. Don't be afraid. Because there is money to be made. That's all I can say. Yes. Don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid. Take baby steps. Go slow. Don't but definitely get with somebody that you trust. Don't just go on the internet and blindly push a button. No, go with someone that you know and you trust. That's a big thing right there. Because someone that you know and trust that's been in it, that has their own experience, they're not going to lead you wrong. That's what we've experienced.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
There is money to be made. You were correct. Yes, Emery, you're correct. And right now, yes, you told your mom correctly that yes. And this down, in every industry throughout time, this whatever recessions, there's always a party of the, oh my goodness, what's happening? And then there's always those who are going to benefit. So you just hook up with the right people and then you're always going to benefit any market. An up market, you could benefit. The down market, you could benefit. So there's ways, yeah. I think all the ladies on this call right now are definitely on the earning side.
Absolutely.
And I think there's something to be said about that down market as well, right? Because that's when the opportunity comes. And yeah, we hear about those people who have gotten in and they became millionaires really fast, and but if you're willing to take that risk and you're willing to learn and you're earning while you're learning, it becomes a long-term thing. For me, it's long-term. It is a long-term investment. And so, again, depending on your perspective of things, yes, people are, the market is down, but Bitcoin is not the only thing out there. And there are some new coins, as we all know, that are just, they're fantastic companies, that the things that they're looking to do and are already doing. And so Bitcoin's not the only thing out there. And yes, it may be a down market, but it's a great time to get in.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
agree with what they're saying, because a lot of people don't think about nothing but Bitcoin. When the market's
Mhm.
down, when they talk about cryptocurrency, all they think about is Bitcoin. I had a friend of mine a while back when Bitcoin was up so high and then it dropped so low. She saw it on the news. She ran and, oh, Miss White, you done lost a lot of money. Have you lost a lot of money? I said, no, I haven't lost anything. I said, because I'm not in Bitcoin. I said, Bitcoin's not the only thing that's out there. I said, mine is still earning and I'm still learning and earning funds. I said, I'm not in Bitcoin. So they seem to think that Bitcoin is the only thing there.
That's
But,
true.
and I tell a lot of, go into it and look at it and study and learn for yourself. And then get with somebody that you, like they said, that you know and trust, and then learn some more.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get in there and start learning, you can be earning at the same time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Dr. Shirley, you had something to say?
Yeah, so I mean, everybody's touched on. I'm going to tell you, when I shared with Renetta the other day that, and even with Bitcoin, I get excited when the markets drop.
Yeah.
Because what I see is an opportunity now to get things at a discount.
Mm-hmm.
And so even with Bitcoin, I tell people, you haven't lost. Your coins are there.
Mhm.
It's just that at the moment, the value of the coin has dropped. I said, but it's no different than stock, that your stock is still there. And so, yeah, the value drops, but if you just hang in there, that stock's going back up. So when people tell me they lost, I'm like, they're only going to lose if you try to take it out. But I was like, no, when it drops, you just add more to the pot, because when it goes back up, you're going to make that much more. So I get absolutely just ecstatic every time I can go, oh, it's down. Oh, let me get some more money so I can put some stuff in, And so
Yes.
I tell people all the time, I mean, think about in 2008 when the real estate market dropped. People were, I mean, I get it. It caused a lot of devastation to people, but those people who were situated in a place where they could take advantage, now buy all these properties that now were devalued, look at where they are now. I mean, the market has gone like out. People are offering, $50,000, $60,000 over asking price recently. So I'm like, no, that's when you take advantage. So I get excited because there's definitely money to be made when the market is dropping.
Oh yeah. Oh
Sure.
yeah.
Exactly.
That is prime time. And I can agree with what all of you said. And it's true. When the market's down, it's like the biggest red tag sale going, right? And so yeah. And that's the difference. That's the difference when people who really understand that now is the time to buy. You don't buy any coin when it's in its peak, you buy it in its valley, right? When it's down. And the thing is, like Bernice, I can really resonate with that because you're absolutely right. A lot of people do think, oh, it's just all about Bitcoin. And, and Bitcoin's still great. That's fine, but when you start to do your research, and when you do that research, you really understand. And that's because someone who gets in and say, I want to start learning, what you'll find out are different ways to be able to earn that's independent of the fluctuations of Bitcoin, right? There's other altcoins that are doing exceptionally well. And you're like, well, you get a chance to see there's more than one way to earn in the crypto space. Wait,
Absolutely.
here's the thing. We have earned, literally, my husband and I have actually earned multiple seven figures in this space, and we've never traded. Go figure. Right? It's so many different facets to earn. It's like, wait, you've never traded? No, we're not traders. And then someone else will be a trader and say, I've never touched any type of crypto platform. I've always made my money in trading. So there's so many different ways to be able to now participate. The thing is to find out which one you're comfortable with. Like we all said, get someone who actually can help you along the way. That's why you ladies are here, because all of you are, having success in this space. All different walks in the professional background, but you all are having success, right? Right now, we have a specific project right now that's going exceptionally well, and really excited about it because each and every day we are earning coins, and they're just, it's like, it's for me, it's like raining coins, right? And right now the market's down. The market's down. And what's nice about is being able to see one particular project that I'm referring to doing well in a down market. So what happens when the market turns around? Right?
It's going to be
So
great.
yeah. That's the good thing. So let me ask you, when you go out there and you've talked about crypto, what is the general consensus that you're getting from, what are some of the things that people are saying that out there when it comes to when you go to share? I know some people embrace it, but what are some of the things people are saying that's really keeping them from, embracing this what can I say, this industry? This industry.
They're scared. They don't know anything about it, and they think everything's a scam. And then when they go on YouTube or Google something, they're getting one person's perspective of what it is. And if that person says it's a scam, they think everybody thinks it's a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
That's it,
some of
right?
some of the biggest conversations I have, because I've made some pretty bold moves in this space.
Yes.
In the past 8 months. And so many people have asked me, well, you're taking a big risk. And what I tell them is, well, starting in January, I watched my 401k, which was my only source of retirement, drop by 30%.
Wow.
That's the risk. That was the risk. Because I am ready to, I am of the age that I am ready to retire. And I knew I could not withstand and wait for the market. It will bounce back. I wasn't worried about that. But I'm not 30 anymore, where I can wait another 20, 30 years. So to me, keeping my money on the platform that I had in the 401k was a much greater risk than moving that money to a platform, and as Ronetta said, that I'm earning every day. I hadn't earned on that 401k in months. It was just dropping. And now I've watched the value go up and up and up and up. So to me, I was in a more risky spot. And so when they tell me about risk, I just ask them, what's your 401k doing? And they all say the same thing. Like, well, I know it's been dropping. I'm like, well, that doesn't bother you, because it bothered me. So risk is the big one people are worried about.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yes. Anyone else on that one?
And I think too, like what Bernice was saying, just like that fear of the unknown. That's what keeps people most. Yeah, a lot of times they just don't know, and then that fear keeps you paralyzed, not to experience and do different things. So a lot of things I see, people just kind of fearful, or just everything we touched upon it. Yeah, the scams. You hear about this and you hear about that, and people just don't know. But we always talk about that example about. We didn't think we'd be jumping in cars with strangers either, outside of taxi cab companies all the time.
You got that right.
There's so many things that we didn't think that we'd be doing that we're all doing right now.
That's right. I talk about the fact that, I was told to stay away from strangers. Now you can go on vacation and have strangers. You can stay in a stranger's house. Called Airbnb.
Yeah. Not a hotel anymore, right? Yeah. You're
Right.
Somebody just got some nice sheets and pillows and the towels, and slap the sign on it, and now you're staying there. Ooh, looking through whose house am I going to stay in next week? So all these things that we didn't think we'd be doing, we all find ourselves doing them all the time.
Yes, and something funny, because someone right now who's watching, Lori, she said she did the same thing that Dr. Shirley did, took money out of my retirement fund and put in passive incomes, making me money daily. Yes. And what's interesting, some people never even, because it's just, we've been bred, right? We've been bred to think a certain way when we especially get a good corporate job, right? We've been bred to think a certain way. So some people, you'd be surprised, don't even check their 401k. And it's not until they hear it. Yeah. Because that's just, okay, look, the job handles that. Everything's good. They're going to take care of that. So it's not until we get that seed drop and say, you know what? I haven't looked at that since I signed the paperwork to get it, right? Let
5
me
years
take a look
ago.
at it. Yeah. And then it's like, whoa, I had no idea. So it's not just a crypto market that's down. The whole financial market is down. And like everyone said here, it will retreat itself and go back up. We understand that. But there's no doubt about it that this crypto world is allowing people to, have financial freedoms that a lot of industries right now just can't touch.
Yeah.
Just can't touch. So that is incredible. And congratulations to all of you all for being risk takers, because really that's what we are, right?
Right.
Yes, we are risk takers, and we
You
get
know,
out there.
push that
But like you
envelope.
said, yeah, everything's a risk.
I
Everything's
think-
a risk.
Right. And Renette too, speaking of the being afraid, people being afraid, and they hear so much negativity, like Bernie said, the scams. And I tell people, if you hear it and then you go look for it, you're going to find it. You're going to find the negativity. Look for the positive. Look for the good in it, because it's there. And that's what you go seek that and follow that, because that's where you're going to win. If you that negativity is just going to keep you held back. Everything we do is a risk. I don't even like using that word risk that much, because even that could be negative.
Yeah, and it can be calculated though. You can actually mitigate it, right? But it's funny you said that, because it's like that half empty, half full.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's like, okay, my husband and I, we think a lot alike. That's what attracted us, right? And it's like we always think, not what if it doesn't work, but we always think, what if it works? It's always the other side. What if it does work, right?
Yeah.
And things just seem to align itself, and things start to work.
Yes.
So what we have right now, how excited are you about, because like I said, we all involved in a particular deal right now that's going very well. And of course, for me personally, having a blockfolio, we have a blockfolio of different projects that we're working on. But the particular one that I'm referencing to, because we're all a part of that individually, that's usually first out the bag for me. Why? Because it's a way where a person can start very little, right? Or as much as they want, and be able to have a real project, a real coin on a real blockchain. Right? So just give me your thoughts and feedback about your excitement about that project, anticipation about what's to come, and just your feedback.
Well, I'll speak to that, because I'm excited about this company, and I know I said it before. They are, I feel like they are very upfront. They're always communicating with us. They have a plan, and everything that they have said they were going to do so far, they have been checking them off. They're doing it. And so and they're producing, and I love it. I mean, I love the project. I love to see, they are at the top of the field of what they're doing. So I am excited about now, and because now I can get more. And I'm excited about the future, because I believe they're right on schedule, and they have so many huge projects that they're planning and that they're moving towards, and it is a constant progression. So I'm very pleased with the platform that we are on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I can piggyback off of that what Donna shared too. For me, it's excited about being with a project that's very transparent, transparency. They, like she said, they're on target. They're sharing that we're going to have this happen, and then they go on ahead and they fulfill what they're talking about. And that's something huge, because it's not that, like Bernice mentioned earlier, it's not so much the when you hear things about that, you hear, oh, the scam, this is scam, that you hear that with money too. Like before crypto even was talked about, you hear that with money all the time. But then it's not that money's a bad thing, it's the person behind it. So when you can that makes it do bad things, right? So the same thing with crypto. the same thing with the industry. There's so much more positive than there is negative. You hear a couple of sprinkled things around, but with this company that we're talking about, it's just that the transparency that they actually do what they say that they're going to do, and it's everything's been on time. So that's why I feel really comfortable, really good about it to share with other people and let them know, to be part of this group, part of this network of people that are moving forward. We're like-minded thinkers, forward thinkers, like Dr. Shirley think we're thinking long-term out there. We do this for not just ourselves, for our families, for our friends, because we're already seeing it. We're like the pioneers. We paved the way. We paved the roads first before everybody. Then everybody else gets to walk on it when it's all nice and cemented and pretty. Then you have the other ones that go out there in the trenches and they're digging up the dirt, and then the other ones come by that afterwards, and take all the glory. But that's what we are. We're the pioneers out here, paving the way. I'm excited to be a pioneer.
Yes,
absolutely.
I would like to say too that I'm excited about the fact that we can share this with anybody, and I have a heart for single moms. I was a single mom for many years, and that sometimes you feel secluded, like, well, I can't do that. I can't afford it. Well, they make this affordable. For this, just about the price of a pair of shoes, you can come in and get yourself a little, get yourself in the game, get yourself involved. I mean, I hope it's okay for me to say that. But it's not something that only a certain class can come in and do. Just about anybody can. If there's, just a little sacrifice will go a long way. And so that's what I'm excited about. It's just anybody can come in and do this.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited also that it is international, and I've just always had a heart for certain, countries, and Emery, what you said is so true, is for anybody. And it's so exciting to see people from, another country that may not have had the opportunity to do something that will improve their lifestyle,
Yes.
And so that's exciting for me. I just love that fact.
That's funny you should say, because Boo Emma has been trying to get on. She must have had some connectivity issues, which I understand because she's in Fiji, right? So we'll get her on another show, whatever. But yeah, she's been trying to get on back and forth, and I've been trying to help her in the background. But speaking of different countries, like she's in Fiji, right? And so, so to be able to, you're absolutely right. That's big for me too, the international. I'll tell you, one of the things that when I found out that crypto was doing, because it's a currency that's made for the people, by the people. And when I found out that countries that are off the radar and not even counted when it comes to economics, because they don't even own banks, but now they become relevant because of crypto. So for me, that's huge. Like, that means that we're participating, and yes, we are accumulating wealth for our family, but we're able to truly be in this space and make a difference for lots of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the fact
That
also
gave me
the
goosebumps.
transparency and the pioneer fact that we're in early. And one of the main things I like is their training. They have the training every week. They go over any and everything, and at the end, you can ask questions. They'll give you places to go to find more information. But the training is what I like the most, because if I don't understand something, know about something, just get on the training. And they have the training a couple of times a week. All you got to do is get on there and look, watch. They have recordings, and you can go back and take advantage of it.
That's right.
Plus that we're earning every day. We're constantly earning. That's the main fact. We're constantly earning, and we're in at the beginning.
Yes.
We're at the beginning.
Yes. Go ahead, Dr. Shirley.
That made me really excited. So yes, I jumped in head first. I like I said, I am a faith-based person, and I did my due diligence, but I also just felt this was what I was called to do. But after that, I actually started doing some homework, and so I started thinking of, what are questions other people are going to ask. And so my question was, what makes a successful blockchain, or what makes a successful coin? And I started looking that up, and I got a long list of things that I found that, coins that are successful do this. They're associated with this. They're tied to a blockchain. And I started checking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is better than I thought, because it's meeting all of those things. So it gave me that confidence that, yes, I could read the white paper, which I never understood, but I could see what the plan was. But now I could see, because they had the white paper, because they had these things, they were checking off the ones that would make a project this successful. And so at that point, I was all in, because it's like, okay, I don't have an argument not to do this anymore, because it's just met everything. It's met everything that I found. So that really got me excited.
Yeah. I tell you what got me excited the most is that right now is, and I guess it's safe to say for all of us was able to get this particular coin in this project at 1 cent, right? Y'all got it for 1 cent?
Right.
2 cents? Okay. Oh, Donna. We got it for 1 cent, 2 cents.
No fair.
Yes. And so we saw it have an all-time high of about 14 cents. And so right now it's about 6 cents or so. And the market tanked. Bitcoin went down under 20,000. I actually got excited. I'm like, keep going down. Bitcoin got down to it was under 16. It was like when I looked a few days ago, so it was like 15.7, right? And so, that's the leader of the pack, right? So when Bitcoin goes down, all the other coins go down. But once again, like Dr. Shirley said, that spells opportunity. And so what's nice about it, based on, and we've talked about this before in presentations and so forth, the biggest time, especially talking about a coin, a coin that's on a layer 1 blockchain, what happens is that the best time to be able to have the biggest profit potential is when you get it closest to the ICO, or the initial coin offering, when it's the lowest. So even though many of us got it for 1 cent, 2 cent, now it's 6. What happens when it goes to $1? What happens when 2 years now and it's $5? I mean, it doesn't have to increase much for lives to drastically change. So that's what gets me excited, because we've never had the opportunity to be, like at the very beginning of like something that massive. So, and now, because of what they're doing and understanding, collaborating with communities, just like Uber did, just like Airbnb did, and allowing, the average person to actually acquire and not just venture capitalists or things like that, it puts us all at a win-win position. So it's gonna be really nice to take this, and we're taking this journey together, and so a year or two from now, we're gonna look back on this video and say, remember it was 1 and 2 and 3 and 6? Oh my gosh, it's $50. Oh my God. And $50 seems so little, but guess what? It can make a lot of difference, right?
A lot of them.
Oh yeah.
Big difference. So let me share. So we're coming up on the hour. So as we close, if there was a woman, and we're talking, it's really for everybody, like we've all expressed here, but this particular, session is strictly to be a woman in crypto. So if there was a woman, because as women, we wear so many different hats.
Yes.
And so if there's a woman looking right now who's saying, I'm going to kind of step out there and I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. What would be your word of advice, just being someone just getting started? What would be your takeaway or advice for a person who's conjured up enough, courage to say, I'm gonna step out there a little bit?
I would say definitely
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
work with someone who, you know, there's no man's an island. Don't try to do it all by yourself. I think Bernice mentioned earlier, you know, just don't jump on YouTube and just grab somebody up because they made one good video. Really, you know, kind of do your research or so, or and partner up with someone. Just like, you know, us ladies, when it's time to go work out, when it's time to go to a restaurant, to a movie, we always want to grab a friend and go, right? Who wants to do it by themselves? So here, you know, take the journey along with someone who has maybe, you know, has stepped out there too before you, if you're able to do so. You know, do your research on the person.
I agree. I was going to say the same thing, you know, get in with a community, because that was also one of the things that I wanted to say, that this why I'm so happy about what, you know, the platform that we're in, is that the community is so helpful. You know, don't, like she said, don't try to do this by yourself, you know, but also learn and earn while you learn, right? And just you know, and it's always a good thing to you know, when you're going to take a risk, is to, you know, decide how much you want to get in. Now doctor there said she just jumped right in, did it all, right? And that was great, because you're made like that, right? And so am I. Most of us are. We are pioneers, right? But some people they're not. And so they have to get their feet wet a little bit, right? So just, you know, just put in what you think you can handle right now and see. But definitely get in with a community, because there is so much support, so much training. And I've made a lot of friends in this as well. So it's all good.
All right.
Yeah. And you know, you're right. Because it may not always start off with you knowing someone up close and personal, right? Because think about it. There's going to be some people who don't know you at all, who's going to see this on your Facebook page, right?
Right.
So, and you're all trustworthy. So even someone you don't know, it may not always be someone that you shouldn't partner up with, because I can tell you, it's the people who you don't know right now who you will attract and meet and will warm up to, and they'll warm up to you. All of a sudden they become your cold market to your warm market. Right? Because that's just what it is. We live in a very, you know, social media type of environment. But just make sure that don't be hasty in that decision, as far as, you know, just make sure when you connect with that person. What I like to do, just to make sure when I connect with the person, I like to do Zooms, right? Let's get on Zoom. When you know a person is willing to get on Zoom with you and show themselves and talk it out and explain to you, and hey, that's the real deal. If they're shy away from Zoom and say, no, well, I don't want you to see my, you know, well, that might be something else. So just for people out there listening, to be open, that if you are to seek someone you don't know, start to develop a relationship, because you can do that. Because face it, all of us didn't know each other at one time.
Yeah.
Now we know each other, right? So just make sure you do your thorough due diligence, and just make sure that you, you know, get a chance to really know that person as much as you can. And the best way to do that is through a Zoom introduction. That's right. Be able to talk it out with that person. Yep.
You know, another thing too, also, is when you set things up. I think we talked about it earlier about the wallet. Make sure you write things down, and you put your passwords and things like that in a secret place, multiple places. Share it with somebody who you really know, love, and trust. That's very important, because in the crypto world, it's not like the bank where you can just call up customer service Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and get some live operator to say, hey, I lost my password. How do I do this? Talk to somebody. You know, the crypto world, it's peer-to-peer, you know, so customer service isn't like that. So make sure you secure your information. So, you know, because there's no one else to call.
I was going to say the same thing. Make sure anything you do, make sure you have a pen and a paper and write down those passwords. Write
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it.
Yes,
Don't write it on the back of the envelope when you're running in the house next to the keys, and just write it down and it gets thrown in the garbage somewhere. No, have your secure little setup.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I would tell any woman, because I think as women, we tend to be very cautious.
Mm-hmm.
And we're protective. We protect our family. We don't want to put anything out there that's going to jeopardize anything. And so we're fearful to do some big things because we're looking at the what if it doesn't. And I love what Ronetta said is, ask yourself what if it does. And so what I always talk is I can sense that when someone is just really scared, and like Donna said, and I think Emery said, or someone said, the beautiful thing about this platform is you don't have to invest a lot of money.
Yes.
And you have an opportunity to test the waters. And I will say that several women that I've started working with that I did not know in the beginning, they did start very cautiously and small, and every one of them now are adding more and buying more coins because now they realize. So I would just say that don't let fear keep you broke.
Yes.
Step out, partner. I love what everybody says. Partner with someone you can connect with, you can trust, and then step out of that box, because you will never get out of your situation if you stay where you are. And so I'm witness to that. So that would be my biggest advice.
Yes.
Yes. And you can, like you say, you can tiptoe out, right? And it's like that little engine that could, right? So you just a little step at a time, a little step before you know it. You're like, hey, I only did 100, but hey, now I'm doing 5,000. Right? Because you build up that confidence.
Right. Absolutely.
And what you will find, it's a whole nother world. And then I know when I first got in this space, I was like, oh my goodness, where have I been? Wow. Yes. And and all I can say, look, I'm gonna say it backwards. Wow.
Wow, I agree. And I tell people all the time too, don't put no more than you can afford to lose. Start small. And life's full of uncertainty. So, tomorrow's not promised. So take a chance, and you never know what'll happen. So
absolutely,
as one of the recordings, training recordings that we do, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's some good stuff. I know that people definitely got something from this. And each of these ladies, I'm sure this is playing live on all of our platforms. So should you see this on any one of these ladies' Facebook pages or whatever, go ahead and make sure you reach out to them, because let me tell you, they're not only, talking the talk, they're walking the walk. And most importantly, they have enough information, and also they have the actual platforms that allow people, especially people who are new, to be able to come in and earn and learn at the same time. Very, very important. And here's the other thing. I'm going to throw this in here before we actually close it out. What can you say? I know for me and my husband, we have been in the network marketing, direct selling space for many years. And we had that carrot in front of us, being full-time and being able to be blessed enough to provide, a living. But one of the things that we had a carrot in front of us, and it just kept dangling, was that time freedom, right? Because that's the biggest currency out there, is time freedom.
Yeah.
And, we would be in the homes doing, demos and everything else that we do for whatever product or service at the time we were promoting. And the freedom was just really something that was, I don't know, something that continued to be out there that we continued to chase, but we could never capture it. It kept running from us, right? And so one of the things that I know my husband was just talking to our cousin, the other day, and he was saying, what's nice is to be able to wake up in the morning, right? and then just go to your Blockfolio, if you will. For those of you who don't know, the Blockfolio is nothing but like a portfolio, but ours is on a blockchain. Okay. And go there and see, what's going on today. Let me just go ahead and review everything. Okay, looks good. You start your day, you decide where you want to spend your time, and you go ahead and spend your time there. That is priceless.
Yes.
Absolutely priceless. So one more thing before we close, let's touch on that time freedom, because I know that's the one thing that we've all been able to experience, and some are going to be able to experience even more coming up here soon. We're retiring and everything. So what can you say about crypto and its correlation to being free when it comes to your time?
That's a good one.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was going to say I have not yet truly experienced it, but what I have noticed, there is a peace of mind knowing that when I go to bed at night, I wake up the next morning, every morning, a little more profitable than I was when I went to bed the night before. It doesn't matter what the market is doing. It doesn't matter what's happening because of the project we're doing and we're on. Every morning I wake up, I'm just a little bit more profitable, and it doesn't fail. And so when I think of that, and I think of what's going to happen in 2 months, and now I'll be in a space where I can really start to work in this, work in this project and share with people. I can't even imagine what you just said, Ronetta, is like wake up, because I do that even now, looking at what's going on. But to know that once I do that, I'm not rushing off to work. I'm not answering emails. That once I do that, I'm doing what you said. I'm deciding what's the rest of my day going to look like.
Wow.
And no matter what, by the next morning, I'm just going to be that much more profitable. So, hey, I'm excited.
Absolutely. I'm excited for you. Hey, I'll tell you, you've taken off like a rocket now. Boy, watch out.
You're not even retired yet.
Yes.
Can't wait.
It feels good to wake up in the morning knowing that you don't have to do anything unless you want to do it, and having the extra funds to do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And not having to go into an office. We are in just an amazing time. Again, it's about perspective.
Yes.
All you need is a phone.
That's it.
You don't have to go into an office. You don't have to sit at a desk. You can. Sometimes I'm sitting out, in nature, and I'm doing my thing.
Yes.
So it's just an amazing time to be in, truly.
Well, and I want to add something, because Ronetta, you had mentioned a little bit about the whole network marketing world. So I know some people will possibly grab onto that and be like, Yes. I think one of the things I love about this project is, and we've talked about how we have connected with people and shared with people, but what I've really enjoyed about this project is you don't have to.
You don't.
Everybody is profitable when they participate.
Yes.
And it just gets better when you're able to share and help other people. But I think what I've loved the most out of anything I've ever done in the past, I've always been a hustler. I've always been a go-getter, but that doesn't mean other people want to do all that.
Correct.
I just love that you don't have to. And in this case, you will be profitable regardless. If you just go to bed and never talk to another person any day in your life, you're still going to be profitable. And that's just amazing to me, because there's nothing.
Great point. Yes.
Huge point. That's how Sly and I now evaluate projects. We look for the passive side first. Why? Because we know that we're in about 20% of the population of the group, right? The other 80, all passive. If it doesn't have a strong way where people can actually earn without sharing anything, then it's like, okay, we can't really touch that, because it has to have a strong passive side. Because the building side, we already know that's what we do. We love to share. We feel it's our obligation to share, right? We love being able to transform and spread the word of something that could change someone's life financially and otherwise. However, we already know we're the minority, and most people just want to be able to collect and go about their business. And guess what? When you can find something that can do that, in which we have, where you don't have to share nothing. And the next day you'll wake up with more. It's a win-win, man. It's a win-win. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes,
Beautiful.
me too.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But I dare you not to share it.
You can't not share. When I entered this space, because it was such it had so many negative connotations, and I knew, when you talk about it, people are always going to, I had no intent whatsoever of telling a soul. I just saw a way that I was going to get to retire, at least I believed it. But when I saw that time frame shrinking by years,
right.
I was like, how could I not tell people who are in the same boat I am, that are watching their retirement accounts dwindle away every day? How could I let them know a year from now when they ask me, how did you do that? And I told them, and they're like, okay, I've been struggling too, and you didn't share. So
right.
At that point, I couldn't help not to, but that was not my intent. I was just looking for a way to create some money I could retire on. But it turned a different, oh my God, it went a whole different direction.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of time that's my approach to people. Like, look, you can say no, but why don't you take it off me? And what I mean by that, I always say, well, listen, I just want to be able to sleep at night knowing that I at least gave you the option to say yes or no. Because I wouldn't want you to say 5 years from now, why didn't you tell me? Because once I do, even if you deny it, not only are we still friends, it's off me now, and I can have a good night's sleep. Yes.
Ronette, sometimes I find that when you're sharing with people, they seem to get the idea that you have to have them or you need them.
Right.
And a lot of times I tell them, I'm just sharing the information. I said, doesn't matter to me whether you get it or not, because I'm still going to earn every day.
That's it.
So I just want to share. So when I get ready to start taking these trips and traveling and everything, I want to have some of my friends going along with me.
That's
it.
Right.
That's right.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Right.
That's so good.
All right, ladies, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Like I said, everyone, to connect with each and every one of these ladies, it's going to be on their Facebook page, and definitely reach out because what we shared today was not scripted. We're just having a conversation like we would have had, offline. And we just wanted to come share what it means not only to be a woman in crypto, what it means to be able to, participate in this space and be able to earn and learn at the same time. You heard a lot of information here, but go ahead and just step out on faith. And like you heard, just baby step your way in, and you'll see what type of world that we're in and why we're so excited. So I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. It was been a lot of fun.
Yes.
And yeah, we would definitely do it again.
Cheers.
Yes. And we will definitely be doing this another time. So tune in, everyone, and we will see you soon. But before I let you all go, I want to have a reminder. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, we have the Women in Crypto presentation, and it's going to go over this particular platform that we was talking about, why we're so excited, right? So go ahead. If you don't have the link, make sure you reach out to one of these ladies, grab that link, and you know what? It's free to come listen and just learn. At least you will walk away. If you get started, great. If you don't, great. But you'll walk away at least knowing what's going on, and you're not in the dark of what's happening in this space. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, ladies. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So once again, wrap up another session of Coffee Conversations and Crypto, and we will go ahead and see you here really, really soon. All right, so plug in tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. Plug in tomorrow and get the information from these ladies because they rock. All right, see you soon.